Love, live, life. Life can be glorious and hideous. Stick your feet to the ground. Don't think you are counted out. Don't let the wind pull you and tear you apart. Let yourself live freely and love, and you'll be happy. No limits. Just keep on.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Iron Will podcast with me, Shane Warner, and
John Chase.
So what this podcast is all about is we are trying to get stories from people that have been through a traumatic experience in their lives and came out a different person.
Yeah, they have all created an iron will. So what is an iron will? A burning determination that cannot be stopped or hindered by anything, willing to do anything to get a desired outcome, extremely resilient. So what we like to say is just keep punching.
Yeah. So sit back and relax, and we're going to start the show. And today we have Kevin Hooker on the podcast with us again. And
Kevin,
it's been a while since we had him on. His episode was number 10, actually.
10.
Yeah, that
awesome.
was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, man.
We're in the 50s now, so.
Yeah, we are.
But anyway, I'm just gonna have Kevin kind of introduce himself and recap his story a little bit.
And then we'll see what he's up to now and how things are going and what the future brings.
Yep. And so can you just introduce yourself kind of, Kevin, and tell a little bit about your story?
Yes, my name is Kevin Hooker, and my story actually began when I was born. Had Agent Orange. I was born with Agent Orange because my dad was a veteran in Vietnam, and I was born in 1970, and they didn't have much of a way to fix,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with Agent Orange, they didn't have a way to really treat you or
Right.
all the stuff that they have going on now. So
Right. Well, that's like a brand new thing. I mean,
Right.
from a lot of people coming back from that war.
Yeah. And so can you kind of explain like what happened? Like your dad was exposed to Agent Orange, obviously. And how did that like manifest itself into your situation?
Yeah.
yes, my dad said they sprayed just about every day. Like he was up on the high, I can't remember the name of the village or something, but it was like he was up in the mountains part and they were spraying the foliage.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically on watch a lot or whatever.
And this was Americans spraying it?
Yes, American spray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kill the leaves and the foliage.
Mm-hmm.
Just so they could see the enemy.
Yeah, to see the enemy.
Okay.
And Dad said they would spray 3 to 4 times a day. And then...
And so I'm just curious, like, how did that affect him?
he has little bits of problems, like his bone stuff and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more affecting me more than him, really. I don't know why.
It passed genetically.
So I have an uncle that was a Vietnam vet, and from Agent Orange, he can't be around certain smells or perfumes or anything like that, because I don't know how that works, but
any other toxins?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I've met several other veterans, kind of like my dad, and they have. One guy was actually flying the plane with the Agent Orange in the plane, and he's been affected by it, and he's having a hard time breathing, and
sure,
mobility problems and stuff like that.
And so I'm just want to share with the listeners again, how did it affect you?
Mm-hmm.
I was born, they call it exstrophy of the bladder. Like my bladder was on the outside, kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
My kidneys were out on the outside, and basically all the way up, almost to your chest.
Oh man, yeah, that's it's
like those, all the
uncommon. It's like
Yeah.
I imagine the doctors didn't really know how to treat it, you know?
And I was lucky. We had a doctor. There was a German doctor, and he came in, and he wasn't promising my mom and dad I would make it through the night or anything. He just said, he got in the hall and listed, let's pray. And of course, I coded, I don't know, 2 or 3 times that night.
Yeah.
And, my mom and dad didn't expect me to make it through the night.
Oh man.
So luckily, I did.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
No.
Okay. And so they just realized that you were a blessing.
Right.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I've had, to this date, I've had 77 surgeries.
Oh my gosh.
77.
And
Dude, that is so
correct
intense.
me if I'm wrong, but the last time we talked to you, I think you had like 70.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've had 7 more surgeries since then?
Yeah, little surgeries,
Okay.
nothing major.
Yeah. So can you kind of go into the, like, how they treated it and whatnot, and just go over that a little bit?
They made me, at first I was just rerouted where everything, goes out normal, and, your urinary system, they fixed that best they could. And I probably had, the way they had it routed, I think I had that until I was in my 20s maybe. And that actually gave me cancer.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, because, you go to get older and your body parts are not growing with you because they're made everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And it just kind of started leaking inside me, and of course getting cancer from that. And then I think I was 25 or so, and they made me a bladder out of my small intestines.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's good that they can do that, and it's a weird thing.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing that
Yeah.
they can do that kind of stuff.
And before that one, I actually had I don't know if anybody ever heard a urostomy, where a bag catches.
Yeah.
I had that like right before the man, they made a man-made bladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
And-
had those big surgeries.
We
Yeah, man.
actually talked to your friend, what's his name?
Heath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we talked to Heath about your situation, and Heath is a really funny guy, and he's but he said one of the things he remembered about you as a kid was you didn't have a belly button, and so he was always teasing you
He would
about
tease you about it. Yeah.
yeah.
About being an alien.
Yeah.
Little punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he obviously didn't know anything was wrong with you
Right.
until later on.
Yeah.
Right. Later on in life, because I never told anybody, or
All through high school, or what?
all through high school. I mean, like maybe 3 or 4 friends maybe that knew that I had that problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
I even played all the sports and everything.
Yeah.
I would miss 2 or 3 weeks, and they were like, what's wrong with you? Or, what was the problem? I was like, oh,
I had the shits.
I would say I had kidney stones or something like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And that's gotta be a hard situation, like always having to make up stuff and like always like kind of hiding it from other people. And like, obviously you felt like that you had to do that, but,
Right.
yeah, that's gotta be a hard thing to deal with. And so can you kind of explain what toll that took on your personality and
Yeah, mentally, emotionally,
Yeah.
how did that affect you?
Mhm.
It actually kind of drove me, because I was like, I didn't want people to know me. I wanted everybody to think I was normal. So then I just, in my mind, I was always, I'm normal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
And God, God gave me this because He knew I could handle it.
Yeah, that's a good
So-
way to look at it.
Can you tell us again about what your dad said to his dad, if I'm not mistaken? Like he told his dad that you're a normal kid, you know?
Right. I was real little, like a baby, right? Fresh from the hospital, you know, all the surgeries, and everybody was trying to baby me, like, let's hold the baby.
Yeah.
And my dad said, stop 1 minute. And he said, if y'all going to do this, I'm taking him away.
Yeah.
And we're leaving. And if you're going to treat him like it's normal, that he has no problems.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to know, you know, he's normal. And he may have the problems, but he don't need to know it.
Yeah.
And that's really like a really good thing that your dad did, like setting that precedent early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that changed the way like everyone treated you from that point on.
Correct. Because that's why I am now the way I am. Because my dad, you know, he to this day, he'll treat me the same. You know, boy, let's get over here and do this, you know. And I was like, yes, sir, let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't want him to treat me any different.
Yeah.
Or anybody any different.
Yeah. You would think that if it was the other way around, you probably wouldn't have tried out for sports. You probably wouldn't have, you know, made as many friends. There would have been a ton of insecurities.
Just think how much different your life could have been.
For sure.
I know. I'm the one that wanted to play football. I remember begging my mom and dad, I want to play football. And they're like, you know, you can take one hit to your your stomach area and
you're done.
And they said, we need to go and let the doctor tell you. And he looked at me, Dr. St. Martin looked at me and said, if he wants to do whatever he wants to do, it's his life, you know.
Yeah.
We'll get his pads and put it in the stomach area, let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like that's not something that would be like allowed these days because
there's so much protection now.
Kids are pussies.
Babies.
Yeah.
They're babies. Dude, they're soft, bodied and soft-minded, man.
So I'm sure growing up at the time you grew up like really affected how you were raised.
Mm-hmm. Well, and how you live your life now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I still, to this day, treat, you know, I know I'm sick and I know I'm going to get sicker with Agent Orange. I know that, but I'm just kind of going to, you know, I'm going to push harder and harder and harder, get everything out of his body I can, you know, before it gets the best of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So let's fast forward to, I loved how... So you get married and you're thinking about having a child, and I remember you saying that like that was a fearful thing to think. Well, what if my child comes out the way that I was? You know. And
I want to know if your kid was planned.
No, wasn't even planned. We had all kinds of doctors. You know, urologists saying there's no way he's going to ever have a kid.
Right.
Like in 1 in a million kind of thing, and so. When we had Megan, it was like, there's that 1 in a million right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? God works in miracle ways. I mean, there's no number system when it comes to that, man. You were gifted with that.
I'm definitely, you know, and I tell her all the time, I said, you're my gift.
Yeah. She's your biggest blessing, really.
Yeah. I said, I would rather have her than $1 million, you know. It's like.
Yeah.
For sure.
She's my biggest cheerleader, you know, as my wife and my mom and dad, all my friends. But.
And so can you kind of go into that story, like having your daughter and the emotions you had at the time, like because you had to know that something could go wrong at any point of her birth or anything.
I was super nervous that she was going to come out, you know, with like stomach problems like I have, or, you know, like deformities in the back, you know, because I think I've been seeing a lot more now. Third generation would be grandkids.
Yeah.
Having like spinal problems or deformities in the, you know, feet and hands, you know, stuff like that, anything. I was just worried about it, you know, her having the same stomach problem as I did.
Yeah. And like I'm sure